What is up, my people? Geek Gangster here, because geek is gangster. Don't you forget it. So, I'm making this video to show how I am going to mail out an order that I did for my store via a US envelope for $1.03. 3 cents for the envelope and $1 for the stamp. Okay, and the tracking number free. So, as you see, this is my envelope. I actually printed this from a Word document. So anybody that has Word or even Google Docs, you can do this on Google Docs. Whoever's interested in the template, let me know. I will gladly share this with you. So this is printed out already on the paper. As you see, it's on the paper. These are just stickers that I put to protect my customers' privacy as well as mine. But as you see, my name is on there, and this one is actually printed on as well. It's not a sticker. I just put there to cover my address. But yeah, so this is actually printed on. As you can see, these two are stickers and the rest is printed on the paper. So it says here, please scan me, because I put the actual print tracking number right here, and then I put the stamp right here. Let me show you. So these are the stamps. I actually buy the whole book for $11, if I'm not mistaken. See if I can see that. So this is kind of fuzzy, but oh, here we go. 20 first class forever stamps. They are $1 each. These are $1 each stamp. Okay, so I buy the whole book for, I think this cost me like $20, if I'm not mistaken. $20. So I just take one stamp and I just put it on the envelope. I put it on the corner as much as I can, so I don't take too much space, because again, I have to leave room for my tracking number and the tracking number. So this tracking number, I get this whole booklet. This is actually 50 tracking numbers here for free from the US Post Office. For free. I get them all for free. Okay, what I do is I keep track of the tracking number to make sure that it gets to my customer, and that way if any problems, I can actually show like, hey, this is the tracking number I use. I've actually gone to the US Post and claimed something with this. But again, you can actually order this online completely for free, and if anybody wants me to walk them through, I'll be glad to do it. Just hit me up through IG and I'll walk you through, but again, for free. So let me show you. Sometimes, depending on the envelope, I got a pack of 100 for $1 in the Dollar Tree. Over here, I'm in Florida. I don't know whatever store you have on your side, but this is a Dollar Tree. Sometimes I've had to cut this top part depending on the envelope. So I'll just cut it that you can show the black line and take the US Post Office off. But I leave this part here. The importance of leaving this one is because it shows that this is the valid system for the US Post Office, so that way they don't return it to you. Okay, and then what I do is I put this as close as possible between these two spots. Okay, I've measured this myself. That's why I have a template that I can just put my customer's address, put my address, and it just print. Okay, so I put it as close as I can so I don't cover the stamp. Reason being, if I cover the stamp, the US Post Office will return it. I don't know why, but they will. This has happened to me before. So again, I try not to cover the stamp, because if I do cover the stamp, they will return it. Now, clue for this is this whole envelope cannot weigh more than 2 ounces. It can weigh 1.25 ounces, 1 ounce and something else, but it cannot weigh more than 2 ounces. If it weighs more than 2 ounces, they will return it back. Okay, so now let me show you how I put my cards in here. So now, these are the cards that I'm mailing out. Okay, as you see, they're in top loaders. They're nice and thick. However, if I were to put these 2 top loaders in here, it would be over the weight of 2 ounces and it will come back to me. So I have to transfer them to these card savers. And what I do is I'll put a card on each one, and I will put them like this inside, like this, and I will put them towards the edge as much as possible. And what I do is I'll put some masking tape inside so I can go ahead and actually stick them to the envelope so they can stay like this. And that way when the USPS runs them through the machine part on the bottom can run through. Reason being, if the envelope is too thick, they will not run it through the machine. And if it's an envelope that is non-machine runnable, which is, I don't know if you guys notice, when you get an envelope, there's always like these little scan marks on the bottom. If they cannot run an envelope through that machine, they will return back the envelope and they will require more postage. Okay, so now I know a lot of people are going to come back to me saying, oh, card savers are not great because they bend. You see how easily they bend? Granted, yes. However, the reason why I put the card savers is to actually save money on shipping. And it's not that I'm trying to be cheap, is because I'm trying to give a good deal to my customer. And if I have to charge so much for shipping for 2 cards to my customer, then it's not going to be a good sale, and it's going to make it harder to sell and flip. So for me to save money on shipping and give a great offer to my customer, then this is the type of packaging that I have to do. However, because these two cards are more valuable, they're actually valuable, especially this one for Otani, that's an autograph. This is an awesome looking card. I'm going to do something extra to avoid for this to be able to bend. Even though post offices don't bend their cards like this, I don't know if you noticed, you always get them straight. However, sometimes I've seen they bend them like this, or they actually, like on the corners, they ding them. So this is something else that I do. Let me show you. So I know we all have some of these boxes from gifts laying around somewhere in our houses. So what I do is I save them. And then what I do is I cut a little piece on the side, or I cut a little piece of it so I can put it inside the box. And let me show you now what I'm talking about. Okay, so what I did is I cut this off, and then now what I do is I'll take this piece and I'll put it inside the envelope. And let me show you. So I take a little bit of masking tape, I'll just roll it up as this, and then I'll just put this here inside the envelope. If it doesn't fit, I cut it in a little bit more. I think I cut, oh no, okay, good, it's the exact size. Awesome. So I'll put this halfway through the envelope. Again, I'm gonna leave some part for the bottom. I think I cut it a little, no, okay, good. I'll leave it halfway through the bottom. I'll leave some room at the bottom, because remember, I want it to pass the machine. If it doesn't pass the machine, I'm gonna get it sent back. So I'll put some tape here in the middle of the cardboard there, and then I'll just seal it and make sure that it sticks. And then what I do is I transfer these cards to the card saver, and then I do the same process and stick this to the board here so they stay in the middle there. Alright, so I transferred the cards from the top loader to the card saver, and I just put this little bit of tape so that way the card doesn't move around even though it's still good in there. And then now what I do is I'll take some masking tape, and again it's just a little bit so I can roll it up. And then I put it here on the back, and then what I do is I'll then stick it here. And again, the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to leave enough room to the bottom. So then what I'll do is I'll edge it up as much as you can to the top, so that way when I close the envelope it'll be right there. And then I'll make sure that it's stuck there. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see the tape there. And then I stick it, and then like that. And then you see, it's a thin, and it doesn't weigh anything. And then I do the same process here. I'll take another masking tape. Same process. Fold it up. And then I do the same process here. Ah. I know this is time consuming, guys, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, I'm not going to do that. And that's great. That's wonderful. But reason why I'm willing to do all this work is because, again, I want to give a good price to my customer, as well as I still want to make a good profit. So I'm willing to offer free shipping for 2 cards instead of paying like actually it's like $350 for 2 cards. That $350 can actually go into my pocket, and I just pay $1.03. The card still gets to them, it's still protected, and they still get a tracking number, and it's just with $1. And now this is it. That is it. It is sealed, and it reminds the people from the mail to please scan me, because I've sent this a lot of times and they don't scan it. They don't scan it, and you know, people start getting like, oh, where's my stuff? Where's my stuff? And it even happens with big packages. They have the actual Pitney Bowes big label with the big barcode at the bottom, and they don't scan it. I actually just went through that with a customer. Actually, not a customer, somebody that I did a trade on IG. They were like, yo, you didn't send me a package. And I'm like, I did, I swear. But the problem is they never scanned it. So if you look at the tracking history, it will show that it was shipped, and then it will show it was delivered. In between, there's nothing. So yeah. So here you go. And it's actually very lightweight. Like I could hardly, like, it almost feels like a birthday letter. You know, when you get a birthday card that's like a little bit thick, but it's still very light, right? And again, if you feel it, and it will feel like very dense. As you see, I'm trying to fold it here, and it can barely fold. And I'm putting pressure in it. Like you see, I'm putting pressure so the card won't bend. And it still has a lot of room here at the bottom, so it can go through the card system, and that way it doesn't get returned back. But your 2 cards are safe. They're well protected, and you're selling it all for $1. So again, guys, if anybody has any questions and you want me to walk you through the process, I'll be glad to. Just hit a link in my message me through IG, and I will gladly help you. All right. So I hope this was informative. I hope this was educational. I'm just trying to save a few bucks for you guys, as well as to the customers, so that way they can get a good deal, and they can keep coming back to you. All right. So as always, thank you for everything. Hit a message, and remember, geek is gangster. Keep it geek. Geek out.